forevermore.
Thank you. Please be seated. Evening. I am Kim Moore, principal of Windber Area High School. I would like to welcome all of you who have joined us tonight at the graduation ceremony for the class of 2023. It is a true honor to serve as principal to students who exhibit such amazing talent, intellect, and compassion. My own children are products of Windber, and I feel a very special connection to the district, just as you all do. I would be remiss if I didn't take the time to thank all of you who made this night possible for our students. Thank you to our school board members who volunteer endless hours of their time. Our new superintendent, Mr. Mike Vukovic, the administrative team, our teachers, secretaries, technology team, maintenance, cafeteria staff, our school resource officers, and most importantly, our students and families. It takes a united community of people working together in support of our students to prepare them to be productive citizens once they leave our care. Without all of your support, this would not be possible. I came to Windber Area School District this year with 32 years of experience working with young people. In all of my jobs, ranging from social work to education, I learned that there is one commonality for success, and that is the impact our words and our actions have on others. Students, I will ask you to thoughtfully consider the choices you make as you move into the next phases of your lives. Those of you who have been to my office have seen all of the daily affirmations I surround myself with. This is important to me because the message we tell ourselves every day guide us. Our words have immense power on others, and we need to choose them wisely. You'll quickly see how the way you treat others comes back to you. If you choose to be negative, those around you will respond with negativity. If you approach the world with optimism, those around you will respond with optimism. You draw in people with similar attributes as your own. If you choose to lead with kindness, kindness will come back to you. I will ask you to always choose kindness. I will ask you to engage others. Put down your technology and have good conversations with those around you. You will find this to be much more meaningful to look people in the eye and read their body language than it is to engage people through online platforms. Students, we have had many conversations this year with those we disagreed with. We learned that the hard work began when we sat down and talked to resolve our problems. It took courage on your part, but through the process, we learned that when we did this, we often discovered that we had more similarities than differences. When we did this, we were choosing to be in the present. How can this apply to social media? When you are on social media, you have the opportunity to lead with kindness. You will encounter all kinds of information on your favorite platforms, and some of these things will be hurtful to others. When you are confronted with the choice to share negativity, stop. Think about the lasting effects your behavior could have on someone else, and put yourself in your situation. Ask yourself if you would want someone in your family to be treated in such a way. Remember that your online presence is as important as your face-to-face communications. When you are in these situations, choose with intention and deliberation. We have had many conversations about your love for the Windber community. Now that you are moving on to the next phase of your lives, let's not forget about the importance of community, whether it be Windber or the one that becomes your next home. Many of you have told me how much you have appreciated the support you received from the people of Windber. How can you give back so that other young people feel the same way you did about their community? When you have the choice, choose to give back. And finally, I would like you to think about the people who you will meet in the next stage of life. There will be people who are from different races, religions, cultures, and personal situations, and you will have a choice to make. You can stay in your comfort zone, or you can learn and grow in your interactions with others. An issue we have in the world today is that we don't take the time to understand each other. When you have the opportunity, choose to embrace and learn about our differences. I'd like to leave you with the words of cultural anthropologist Margaret Mead, who said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Students, you are that thoughtful group of citizens. Now it is your turn to change the world, and I cannot wait to see you in action. At this time, it is my honor to invite Mr. Mike Betcher, School Board President, to the podium.
I don't know how to do this. Sorry. Hi, everybody. Windber Ramblers, class of 2023. You know, I've been, heck, for the last week or so, I've probably said 100 times that I can't believe it's here, and it went too fast. The accomplishments of this class are many, and they are substantial. And I think the impact this class will have will be felt for years to come from classes coming through this district. It's a special group. You know, I can remember there's a couple extra special ones here on, our home team. But I've had the pleasure of watching this group grow up. And I'd like to start by saying thank you to all the parents, all the teachers and staff that have had effect on this group and brought them along to where they are today. But as more than anything else, I'd like to thank you guys for putting in the work. I think the work that you've done and the things you've accomplished are substantial, and they're going to talk about it for a long time. And it's kind of sad, right, because they're graduating. But the truth is, I think the future holds a lot of great things for this group of young men and women. And in order for those great things to start, this period of your life has to end, right? Because in order to become what you're going to be, you have to move beyond what you are. So this is a happy time, and I'm really happy for all of you. Which begs the question, what are you going to do now, right? Because this period is over, and the next period of your life, which is very exciting. I'm telling you, you have a great, big, beautiful world out there, and I can't wait to watch the things you guys accomplish. But if you haven't already, I would recommend you take a little time to think about some dreams and some goals for yourself. Like, dreaming is not something you want to do too much of, but certainly at a time when you're graduating, commencing from high school to the next phase of your life, you probably earn the right to dream a little bit. So if you haven't done so, over the next couple days, give yourself some time to dream about what you want to be. Dream big, guys. And when you dream, take these dreams and you write them down. Okay? When you write down your dreams, give them a time frame. I'd like to be a certified welder in 18 months, or I'd like to finish my undergrad in 4 years. I'd like to earn my first $1 million before I'm 30. Whatever, they're your dreams, it's your story. But write them down and give them a time frame, because if you do that, what you've done is assigned yourself a goal. Okay, and if you have some goals, some short-term goals, and some long-term goals, you're giving yourself a direction. There's an author named Henry David Thoreau who has a bunch of cool quotes. And one of his famous quotes is, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life that you've imagined." And I read that quote and I thought, that's a really cool quote. I'm going to tell these guys that quote at graduation because it sounds great. But you start thinking about it and interacting with a bunch of these guys, and maybe they don't have goals yet. So before you know what your dreams are, let's assign dreams with time frames. Let's take these goals and write them down. And then take this written list of goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, and go to the people that care about you. There's a stadium full of people right here that care about you. You're going to have mentors and people that are coming into your life that will help you talk about your goals. Take your goals and identify everything that is between where you are right now and achieving those goals. Bullet point them. Write down that list of hurdles. And when you identify these obstacles, take them one by one and figure out how you can work through or work around or get past these obstacles. Because if you can do that, then what you've done is built a roadmap from where you are to where you want to be. That's a roadmap to your goals. That is a way to go confidently in the direction of your dreams, so you can live the life that you've imagined. So now that we're done with like the how to do it, let's talk about why we want to do it. So I would ask everyone in this graduating class and everyone here to play along with me for a minute and think about the last time in your life where you felt really great. And I don't mean like you took the garbage out and you came in and mom said, "Hey, good job." Think about the last time you felt like your heart could burst out of your chest with pride. Think about the last time you felt like you were 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Think about the last time you felt like your feet weren't quite touching the ground because you had achieved the highest form of you that you could find. Mom and Dad, do you remember when they took their first step, or when you dropped them off at the elementary school for the first time and then they came home and told you about their day? Hey, you remember when we won the big game? I mean, the accomplishments of this group, it should not be difficult to think about the last major accomplishment in your life, okay? So as you think about these goals and where you want to go, the reality is, think about that feeling that you had at that point in time. Think about how lucky we are right now that we can go back in our minds and pull up that memory and pull up the emotions that are tied to it. Think about how lucky you are that you had that, and think about how sad it would be if you didn't have that experience and if you didn't have that opportunity. Because the feeling that is associated with that memory, that feeling is what we're all chasing every day. And that feeling, graduates of 2023, is a reason to get out of bed in the morning and go confidently in the direction of your dreams so you can live the life that you've imagined. I want you to know that I'm proud of you all, and you're joining a very proud fraternity of Windber graduates, which is a big deal. I can't wait to watch you move forward and to see what you accomplish. Congratulations. Thank you.
At this time, it is my honor to invite Logan Hunter, president of the 2023 senior class, to the podium to speak.
Good evening, teachers and staff, family and friends of the Windber senior class of 2023. I am Logan Hunter, president of the senior class. So here we are, our graduation. For all of us, this is the pinnacle moment of the past 13 years of our lives, and a final farewell that hardly does that time justice. For some, this comes as a relief as we count down the final minutes of high school before we enter the adult world. This ending is bittersweet. Every memory that we have made from kindergarten to now has been caught in an emotional struggle between chasing our youth and the desire for freedom in the adult world. That is exactly what it is, the adult world, not the real world. To say that we have not yet entered the real world, to say that all the memories and experiences that we have made and felt over the past 18 years of our lives are not real, that it did not matter, that would be a lie. We have always been a part of the real world, and as a new chapter of our lives unfolds before us, we look to our past diverse experiences to alleviate the fears of the unknown, and that fear is not unfounded. As we graduate with the weight of the world on our shoulders, but going forward, we take everything we have ever done, everyone we have ever met, and everything we have learned within our 13 years here at Windber. So there is no reason to be afraid, no reason to have feeling of regret and longing for the past. The possibilities of life are endless. Thank your parents, teachers, and others who have mentored you along this unclear path we call life. Because of them, we are strong enough to withstand the pressures that the world and life put on us. But most of all, we should thank one another. We have traveled this unclear path together, and now that we have reached the end of this chapter, each one of us must face our own journeys that lie ahead of us. Even though this may be the end of the current chapter we have all written together, I want all of us to remember that we can still depend on the love and the support of the teachers and friends that we have made here at Windber Area High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Logan. At this time, it is my honor to invite Anna Steinbeck, president of the National Honor Society, to the podium to speak.
Good evening and welcome, family, friends, teachers, administrators, and fellow classmates as we gather to celebrate the class of 2023. My name is Anna Steinbeck, the president of Windber Area High School's chapter of the National Honor Society. On behalf of my classmates, I think we can all agree that Windber High School has given us far more than just a diploma. It has taught us the importance of community, friendship, and camaraderie. Every "thanks for coming in today" gave us something to look forward to when walking through the school doors, and the occasional "did the polar bear get you" from Mr. James when we wore jeans with even the smallest of holes gave us quite the backbone as well. Through everything, we as a class have celebrated success and endured failure. We have seen every stage of our high school, being the first class to go 6th through 12th grade entirely in the new school. We have aged alongside the walls of our new building. We were the first to fight over who got to sit on the leather couch in the library. We were first to run in the glass stairwell, to play ukulele in music class, and to hear Mr. Saylor's voice boom down the new cafeteria hall. So many firsts have been established by the class of 2023, and here we finally are establishing our final last. When I was planning my speech, I was curious as to if I was going to get emotional while standing at the podium. Then, the first time I looked in the mirror with my graduation dress on, the tears began to roll. As one could imagine, I was very confused as to why I was frozen in time at that moment, with tears streaming down my cheeks over only a look in the mirror. Then, I began to realize that high school graduation is the biggest day of my life so far. I really want that to sink in. For most of us, this is the biggest day of our lives so far. I like to think that life is a compilation of big days, from our first steps to our first day of school to our first sports performance or game. The class of 2023 is an intelligent, prideful, and resilient group of amazing people who have all had their own pile of big days. And now here we are, sharing one big day all in common. There's something beautiful about the start to a new journey, and I hope that this day becomes more than just our shared end and blossoms into our shared new beginning. We all have many big days ahead of us, and I want to highlight how amazing it is that we get to celebrate this one all together. Even as we move on from this big day, I want to remind everyone that life is more than milestones. Every day consists of something great, every day is a big day, and it is only a matter of time until you discover the beauty that exists in every moment of life. I want to encourage everyone to live young, free, and loud. Do not rush to achieve the milestones that await you in your future. They're not going anywhere. Live with patience, live to experience, to love, and one day look back and appreciate the world and what it has given you. Do not let anyone dim your flame. Every single person in this class is capable of the most amazing things, and our ambition is the foundation for the future. To the class of 2023, I hope to see you all find your passion and put it into the parts of life that mean the most to you. Windber has given us our roots and wings. We were planted and grown in this small town, and now it is time to use our wings as we move forward into our futures. I will forever cherish the lessons learned from Windber High School and the people within it. And for that, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish you all good luck in your journeys, and I cannot wait to see what incredible things we do in the future. Carry yourself with the pride and humbleness of a Rambler, and you will be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. At this time, it is my honor to invite William Minahan, High School Student Council President, to the podium to speak. There you go, Will. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone. My name is William Minahan, and I am the president of the Student Council. I would like to start off by saying thank you to the school for giving me this opportunity to speak at graduation. It is an honor to have been selected to speak for my class today. I would like to say thank you to everyone who came out today. Thank you to the staff who kept our school running. Thank you to the teachers who had to put up with us for all these years. And thank you to my classmates for making all these years good ones. When trying to write this speech, I went back and tried thinking about what my best memories were here at Windber, but I struggled to think of any. I thought that in 14 years of going here, I should have some memories that stand out and would be worth talking about. But that's when I realized I can't think of my favorite memories because so much of my time here has been great. Most days I enjoyed being here. From the minute I walked in to the minute I walked out, my day was full of enjoyable things to do. Walking around the town with Blanche to start my morning, learning about the world with Mr. Varga, and even English was enjoyable because Mrs. Thomas taught it. I think about sitting at lunch with some of my best friends every day, laughing and talking about everything, or building fishing rods and having conversations with Mr. Saylor. Windber has always been a special place, and it seems like the school is a reflection of the community. I don't know anywhere else that is as connected as Windber. The parades and festivals that happen all year throughout our town bring us together more than anywhere else. Many people from our community cheer us on at sports and attend events at our school. It shows their support for not only the blue and white, but for those of us who are participating. When I think of what makes us so special, I think of Windber people. Windber people are those of us who care for each other, are engaged in our community, and are willing to go out of their way to help us. One of the greatest compliments I have ever received was from my friend Jason Tiger when he told me I am a Windber guy. That compliment showed me that I am a member of this community, and I take great pride in that. I love this place, and I know I am going to miss it next year when I go off to Slippery Rock University. Even though I will be a few hours away from here, I will carry on that feeling of Windber pride and show everyone I meet what it means to be from Windber. We may be a small town, but we're full of people with big hearts and big spirits that make us the community we are. It is now time for us, the class of 2023, to take that sense of Windber pride into our lives. Whether you're entering the workforce, joining the military, or continuing your schooling, show everyone who you are and what it means to be from Windber. I would once again like to say thank you for being given this opportunity to speak. It would have been very difficult to have made it here without the people around me. I need to recognize my parents, my brother, my grandparents, Mr. McLean, Mrs. Cassie Thomas, and my closest friends who all helped to make my life easier and better. Thank you to all of you. In closing, I would like to say congratulations to the class of 2023 on your graduation tonight. It has been a fun ride, and I look forward to seeing where all of you go. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Let's take a moment to thank all of our speakers again. Good job. At this time, I'm going to ask that Amy Spangler, high school guidance counselor, come to the podium to assist me in the awarding of our salutatorian and valedictorian for the class of 2023.
Class rank has been formulated as of May 19th and is based upon a weighted percentage class ranking of academic averages for the senior class of 2023 in grades 9 through 12. It is my honor to announce that this year's salutatorian with a final class ranking of number 2 is John Schuster. With a final class ranking of number 1, the valedictorian of the class of 2023 at Windber Area High School is Anna Steinbeck. Congratulations to Anna and John on their outstanding achievements.
As principal of Windber Area High School, I deem it an honor to be afforded the privilege to present to the Windber Area School District Board of Education our candidates this evening for the receipt of their diploma from Windber Area High School. I would also ask that you please refrain from clapping until the entire row has been announced. Row 1, please stand. Presenting diplomas at this time to row 1 are Dr. Melissa Klingenberg, Secretary of the Board of Directors, and Mr. Michael Vukovic, Superintendent of Schools. You ready, Logan? Logan Michael Hunter. Anna Steinbeck, presented by her mother, Cheryl Steinbeck. William Minahan, presented by his mother, Kim Minahan. Cecilia Violet Bean. Noah Scott Bowden. Angelo Jude Campbell. Talia Danae Chippy. Gracie Crum, presented by her mother, Jamie Crum. You're good. Veronica Lee Crum. Grace Judith Curtis. Row 1, you may sit. Row 2, please stand. Presenting diplomas at this time to Row 2, Mr. Kormanik, member of the Windber Board of Education. Lindsay May Kuster. Malia Ray Dusak. Lauren Gephardt, presented by board member Amy Rommel. Malin Montana Horner. Samantha May Horner. Harmony Nicole Jablin, presented by her father, Jeff Jablin. Gianna Ray Manippo, presented by her mother, Amanda Manippo. McKenna Elaine Ott. Riley Emma Ott. Taylor Plunkard. Row 2, you may sit. Row 3, please stand. Presenting diplomas at this time to row 3, Mr. Michael Betcher, President of the Windber School Board of Education. Owen Daniel Prince. Rex Reininger. John Schuster, presented by his mother, Jessica Schuster. Paige Diane Marie Strushensky. Shannon R. Tokarski, presented by her father and former board member, Tim Tokarski. Braden Alexander Wojcik. Kara M. Ashbrook. Rihanna Lynn Becker Fluke. Andrew Lawrence Betcher, presented by his father, Michael Betcher. Zachary George Betcher, presented by his father, Michael Betcher. Row 3, you may sit. Row 4, please stand. Presenting diplomas at this time to row 4, Dr. DeSevich, member of the Windber School Board of Directors. Paige Benetham, presented by her aunt, Gina Euler. Lauren K. Boyer. Cassandra Renee Boyza. Ethan Brady. Riley E. Carney, presented by her mother, Jennifer Strayer. Stephen C. Campitel. Brendan Arthur Curry. Ashley Amy. Carly Elizabeth Fisher. Ashton Freeman. Row 4, you may sit. Row 5, please stand. Presenting diplomas at this time to row 5, Amy Rommel and Antoinette Rommel, members of the Windber School District Board of Directors. Audrey Hart. Jacob Hostetler, presented by his father and former board member, Barry Hostetler. Nathaniel Riley Ings. Alexis James, presented by board member Amy Rummel. Isabella Camler. Elena Brooke Kahn. Noah Kimmel. Madeline King. Trey Lake. Blake Klosky. Row 5, you may sit. Row 6, please stand. Presenting diplomas at this time to row 6, Matt Waite, member of the Windber School District Board of Directors. Hannah M. Knappenberger. Jordan Klett. Thomas Blaine Newcomer. Kayla Morris. William McCoy. Aiden Molnar. Haley Marie Leisinger. Emma Louise Lucas. Aiden Nord Holcomb. Jonah Euler. Jennifer Saucedo Chimbe. Row 6, you may sit. Row 7, please stand. Presenting diplomas at this time to row 7. Roger Burkheimer, member of the Windber School District Board of Directors. Colton Ty Wyrick. Joseph Reynolds. Rosalina Marie Rivera. Luke Woodley. Juliana Rose Solanica. Brady W. Stemler. Jersey Thura. Ian M. Tomlinson. Sean M. Williams. Alexis Wilson. Jordan Wright. Please be seated. As you have now been awarded your diploma, I offer you the opportunity to turn your tassel from the right to the left in preparation for your certification and confirmation as graduates of the class of 2023. At this time, I invite Mr. Mike Vukovich, Superintendent of Schools, and Mr. Mike Betcher, President of the Windber Area School District School Board, to the podium.
Mr. Betcher, and all present this evening, as a commissioned officer of the state of Pennsylvania, I certify to you, as President of the Windber Area School District Board of Directors, and to all those in attendance this evening, that this graduating class has met all of the requirements set forth by the Department of Education and the Windber Area School District. Congratulations.
Class of 2023, please rise. By the power vested in me as a president of the Windber Area School District Board of Education in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I do hereby confer upon you the title of graduate. Congratulations.
At this time, please join me in saluting the 2023 graduating class of the Windber Area High School.